Addington News time again off the back of a stellar race meeting it was last Friday night. Of course, the next step in the road to the IRT New Zealand Trotting Cup was the Avon City Ford New Brighton Cup, and it was won brilliantly by BD Joe. This time last year he was in sublime form. He looks like he's returned even better. He dominated from the top end for driver Tim Williams, and the Stephen Amanda Telfer trained pacer was simply too strong. So great to see that he's back in the Cup. Of course, he had a start in it last year but had to come off the second row. The other feature of the night was with ITM. It was the Ordeal Trotting Cup, and it had the return of Muscle Mountain, but he got checked at the start by his stablemate Midnight Dash, and that took him out of play. He was still superb in second, but the race was won by Artie by the Hill, who's in about the fourth line of betting for the Renwick Farms Dominion on show day. Artie by the Hill's come a long way in the last 12 months, and he's certainly a force to be reckoned with in any race that he lines up in. We've got a program on Friday night of 10 races. We're underway just after 5 o'clock, 1 minute past to be exact. Our feature is the $40,000 Harness 7000. Deep sort of a race, few chances in it. Coney Island Lou and Watermelon Sugar both did a very good job through the winter for the Dalgetties, but I think Triple G will be the horse to beat for Robert and Jenna Dunn, a 3-year-old with immense ability. I reckon he'll take all sorts of beating. Couple of drivers and one trainer driver, Bob Butt that is, with big chances on Friday night I had a chance to catch up with. So we'll start with Bob, hear about his team and his drive in the last race, which was impressive, winning last week. And then we'll hear from the country's leading reinsman, Blair Orange, about what he's thinking for Friday night. Bob, 3-year train in on Friday night. Wilma's Boy, plenty of breeding about this guy. What about the trials? What have you made of those?
Been really happy with him, mate. He's a nice horse. He's a big sort of gangly sort of horse, so you know, in the future he's going to be one to watch out for in 6 months sort of time. But he'll keep up with them. It's just sort of a bit of an unknown with all of them, you know, where they're at sort of in the pecking order. So just have to wait and see, but hopefully he can give a good sight.
Comes up with barrier 4. Where do you think he'll be in the run?
Perfect draw really. He can just come out how he likes, and he's showed good gate speed at the trials, but obviously it's different races. So hopefully he's just somewhere handy enough and can be thereabouts.
Nice 3-year-old, Gold Bullion, resumes in race number 5. Nice barrier draw of 3. Handy wee field though.
Oh, great field. And he's had 4 starts and he's up against horses at 100,000. So, but he's got a lot of ability, and he's going to keep improving with racing. Like his main aim's the Hambletonian and the Derby and that later on. So, but it's a good starting point. See how he is.
Chris Kyle's just had the 1 run back this time in. What did you make of that? What are you hoping for again in a handy field, race number 7?
Yeah, well, he's usually a great beginner, and he missed away last week. So he'll have to bring his manners with him, which he usually does. But he's just building on fitness too. That was his first run since Westport at Christmas. So he'll just keep improving, which he'll need to. He's in that sort of grade. But if he stepped away and got a good run on the pegs or that, he could be a good first 4 chance.
And last week's winner, and very impressively, Lucifer, couldn't have gone any better. Comes up with a beautiful barrier draw again in the last.
Yeah, he first time I ever driven him on Friday, but he's got a bit of ability, this horse. He's not the full package yet, but it's saying that it is a real strong field. Charlie Brown, they're going to have the wood on him probably with experience and that. But like I say, he's a bit like the other ones. If he can get a good run, well, he could fill a hole anyway.
Bob, what's the best of your chances on Friday night?
I'd have to say Gold Bullion, just because he's of the talent aspect. I think he's a good horse anyway. But hadn't saying that he's up against handy ones.
Blair, Toby Tom B, he's doing a good job.
Yeah, he's really racing well, Greg. He's only a little dude, but he's sort of boxing above his weight, and he's got a good draw again, so he's a genuine each-way chance again.
You're driving Freya in race number 3 for Team Hope, and I know you drove this horse at the trials and gave you a really nice feel. Probably slightly disappointing first up, but you've got an inside second row draw, so you're going to be on the markers for a wee way. Yeah,
this horse really impressed me the couple of times I sat behind it at the trials, and yeah, I thought it might have gone a touch better at Ashburton the other week. So, yeah, won the second row. We'll take the shortcuts, and hopefully it runs on.
Helium in race number 4 really standing up, and this is a decent sort of a field though, isn't it?
Yeah, really strong field, and you know it's good to see. It should be too for the prize money we're racing for, and you know he's racing well. So yeah, probably hard to see a standout winning chance, but if things go his way, he can run top 4.
Really pleasing last week to win another race with Izzy for great supporters of yours, Jan and George Calvert.
Yeah, she's racing really well too. She's got barrier 1 again, and it's probably she's out of her depth a wee bit with some of them in there, Greg, but she's got the right barrier draw to run top 4.
Dancing Desire normally comes to hand reasonably quickly. He's had one run back this time in. What are your expectations Friday night?
Yeah, her first up run was very good. She came home well down the outer for 5th, I think it was, and you know she's a mare that can tough it a little bit. So yeah, she looks a genuine chance and probably my best drive of the day.
Yeah, and another good race number 7. She's Tough, who's second up.
Yeah, it's off a handicap and it'll need some favours from there. So yeah, if I can run top 4 or 5, we'll be happy.
Okay, so we're Addington News fans, if you like. Each way Dancing Desire sounds like the way to go.
That's the way to go, mate.
So a big thank you to Bob Butt and Blair Orange, both worth following on Friday night. That wraps up Addington News for another week. Next week we race on Thursday night, and we'll find you a couple of winners for there.